Hey YouTube. Hey YouTube. So back at it today. Got 9 minutes before chamber, so gonna re-roll my goddesses. Thought I'd just jump online, say hello to everyone, kind of answer questions. I've come on a little early, and hopefully we can try and get some good stats. Okay, let's do Star Blessing. It's 200 each, so I could get 10. Can I get 21? Is that good maths? No. 200 each. I can get 11. God, I'm being silly. Alright, cool. Get 11 of them. Done. Open all these up. And start using them up. Just super right click. Okay. Hello. Let's see. Here. Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Actually, let's summon our pets. Because we're going to end up entering chamber and then go, oh no, our pets aren't summoned. Alright. Okay. So we'll go here. Right. How many points do we have? 65,000. Let's see if we can... Let's just have a look at these ones. These ones are fine for the most part. Rolling BP I could do later. That's... Again, we need to roll BP there as well. I think right now our best bet is to try and roll our last element. And then some M attack. Got water, we need wind. It's fire. M defense. She's not going to give me what I want, I don't think. Fire. I mean, give me M attack at least, right? That's stamina. I don't really care for stamina, as you can imagine. No. You can see we're going through this so quickly. We might not get anything. And nothing. And more nothing. And more nothing. Can we just try and hit something? It's fire. Give me the fire. Stamina. We didn't want stamina. Ooh, okay, we're at a point where we almost don't want to take anything unless it's absolutely perfect. So, yeah, I think we're good to say we're not getting anything. Alright, that's a bust. Heads up. Hey Daniel, how you doing? Let's see what Mora is doing. Ba-da-ba-ba. Hey bro, how you doing? I'm good. How are you? It's expensive to play this game. I quit a long time ago, but from what I remember, it's very good. Yeah, no, it hasn't changed. It's very much the same. Yeah, you could be spending a ridiculous amount. But you know, there are. It is also, I think, with recent updates, they have allowed free to play to exist. I'd say previously, in the previous years, free to play really wasn't a thing, just because it was so hard getting what you needed. But nowadays, with the introduction of the carrier quest, and hopefully with more quests, to come, you can farm materials that people that are paying to win will need, and you yourself can get an edge by farming them, and then maybe not even selling them. So yeah, I'd say it's balancing out little by little. If you really wanted to become sort of a top player, you'd probably need a couple of players to try and help you. Like form little teams, run carrier, farm a bunch of shards a day, compose them into your pets. You could get a huge lead, but if you could do that, yeah, like honestly, whether you're free to play or pay to win, it makes no difference because the one thing you're looking for is these shards. So whether you personally go farm them or you purchase them off players, that this is going to be your biggest limiting factor. And that's sort of like I'm talking super end game. If you want to try and hit the sort of 2,000, 3,000 BP marks, like this is all you need once everything is maxed. In regards to how much things cost, granted, a small investment is always useful, like to start and get you up there early. But in most cases, you can just farm quests, pick up the equipment you need, and slowly build your character. You don't have to have a fully built character within day one. But yeah, pay to win definitely existed within the game. This time. Ooh, 7 wind. Yeah, like I mean, pay to win. I don't think they could patch pay to win out just the way things work, but they've done like they've honestly taken really good steps in trying to balance the game out a bit. Like before, I remember spending 800 EPs every month on God's Blessing. God's Blessing is free now. Like you just always have it. You really don't have to pay anything. It drops from most quests. There's a lot of things that you just get for free nowadays in the game. Oops, I forgot need to enter the map. And making EPs is very, very easy. So I'm sure back in, I don't know how long ago you played, but yeah, no, I agree. A small amount every month is not bad. So for that, you could always come to like the Dragon Secrets and pick up the Epic Treasure. That's $99 sort of every month, and that's like almost a subscription. You kind of get a bit of EPs, you get PPs, you get a few things. Good evening, mate. Should we reply to everyone? Yeah, you could definitely play with very little donation. Uh, um, but yeah, the game is definitely balancing out better. Today's Friday. Yeah, today's Friday. We've got Legion War. We have. Is that actually it today? We've got this in Legion War. Yeah. It's going to be quite an uneventful day. We've got Chamber, which is now. We have Legion War in a bit. And we'll probably do a video on our dailies, just getting Thunder and stuff done. Yeah. See if we can actually get Thunder done properly. Or are we going to just keep failing, take warps? But yeah, Daniel, if you're still around, feel free to ask any questions, any concerns you may have. I'd be happy to answer them. My rank is king, so I am the rank 1 king on the server. Oh, well, they've actually changed it. So since you've last played, they've changed the way nobility works. It now has very different titles. So it used to be king, king, king. Now it's prince, prince to be, intern prince. There's duke, duke to be, intern duke, marquis. So as you can see, they've really changed. This is quite a new update. And the way the titles work is, so you can see if you're the rank 1 prince, you get 200 power. Rank 2 gets 160. Rank 3 gets 140, 120. And then like the top 7 get 90. The top 10 get 85. So you kind of see they've donating actually makes gold donations actually make a huge difference now. But yeah, I am currently the rank 1. Yeah, it's again, if you're partaking in quests such as carrier and some other quests, you could be farming like, on a good day. If I'm doing carrier, I can farm 1 billion per day. Like the server's been out for over a month now, so we go into the rankings. So like you could very easily get to just 1 billion. Admittedly, I've been buying gold off players and stuff, so people farm and help me out, but like there's no reason why you can't be sort of as a complete free to play. You could easily be taking rank 2 on this server as long as you just commit every day to carrier. The problem right now is a lot of the people that farm carrier just sell to me, and these guys here don't really farm carrier much, so they either buy from the people that I'm buying from, and there's not that much. So like there's always a huge demand for things like gold, but not enough supply, because people end up buying silly amounts. I'm sorry. I'm getting so many messages as well at the same time. I'm just gonna reply to these. Brilliant. But yeah, it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility. There is a new server to be announced. How many have you spent on that character just to get a grasp of how much you need to use to understand? That's a very good question. So a lot of the EPs I've spent on this character haven't actually come from this character. Like I haven't actually ended up like having to top it up. Mostly because there's functions within the game where you can move EPs from other servers to this server. So if you're an old time player, like I've been playing for 6 months, I think I had about 50 to 60,000 EPs on Elysium, which is my main server. So when I started this, I had sold a few things over there, had about 50,000 EPs, and I moved it over to this server using the cross server trade. So the way you do it is you use the fire crystals. You can buy them at 3 or 4 EPs. So like right now the lowest price is 5. So I would put them up for 4. I would buy all the fire crystals on this side. So like I'd have 100 plus fire crystals, and then I would resell it to that same account for like 50 EPs. So if you go right to the end of this, I could then sell those same fire crystal 50 EPs, and I'd buy them on my account. So pretty much what you're effectively doing is for every sort of 5,000 EPs you're moving over, you're sending like 500 back, and then you're doing that like 3-4 times, and you end up moving over all 50,000. So in terms of how much I've spent, probably not as much as I should have. Sort of a couple hundred, but in regards to the amount of EPs that I've actually ended up using, it's upwards of 100,000 very comfortably. But then again, if you have an account in an older server, or you have EPs in other servers, you can move them over. So that's I've got 8,000 at the moment, and when I started this server, I kind of hit rank 1/2 immediately. So I was able to control most of the events, and kind of came here with the knowledge of how to make EPs. So I was making about 7,000 EPs every week very comfortably. So for about 3 weeks, in 3 weeks I made about 20 sort of 22,000 EPs. On top of that, they have when a new server opens, they have monthly events. I took rank 1 in that, so I won another 30,000 EPs that way. So the EPs that I transferred over from Elysium to here, I kind of made back and then transferred back over. And then on top of that, I've made, like you can see, I've got 8,000 at the moment. I will have a ridiculous amount. I've invested a lot into my animas and my gear. So yeah, you could definitely make a ton of EPs as long as you're willing to sort of commit the time, and also you need to have the knowledge to be able to make the EPs. Like, I've made a few videos in regards to how to do it. But yeah, as long as you have the knowledge on how to make EPs, you could definitely make a ton. So I'm not sure about that. Because it's on Steam, we're not sure if it's going to have the same server structure as current Eudemons, or if it's going to have its own servers based on Steam. If it has its own Steam servers, there's a very good chance that the cross server won't work on both sides. So I might not be able to use the EPs on this side and move it over to that server. So in that case, we would have to sort of start complete afresh from there. So yeah, there's definitely no guarantee on that. But you know, if it's on the same server, and you know, then yeah, people will probably move. But you've got to understand that a lot of players don't have more than sort of 10, 20,000. So yes, and most players won't move it. Like, why would you move from your main server, like I have, to another server? It doesn't always make sense. But yeah, it is going to be a possibility. People will try and do that for sure. I mean, if it's a possibility, I will make an extensive video on how to move EPs, just so people that do have EPs know how to do it. Yeah. Like, I guess you could argue that it does, to a degree, make new servers unfair because people with existing EPs can bring it over. But then it's the same as, the whole pay-to-win argument, isn't it? Where people who just have the cash there. So at least if you're a free-to-play player and you've been saving EPs for a year, you can, jump into a server and absolutely crush a server as a complete free-to-play, just because you've put the effort in to begin with. In saying that, I don't know how many new servers will be coming. I know there's definitely one for the new Steam launch, and they hinted at the idea of a sort of a client update as well. So they are working on a new client update for Steam to try and make the game just that much smoother on Steam. Chances are we will get the same client update. So I'd say the majority of the player base is Filipino and Egyptian. Sort of those areas. Elven City definitely has a larger American population as well, so we do have an American population. You'll find there's people from all over the place. Like in Elysium, I have maybe sort of 20 Turkish players playing. I've got like 4 or 5 Swedish players. There's like 5, 6 of us from the UK, but the main majority, I'd say there's close to 100 Egyptians and then like 50 Filipinos. So, like, the server can have upwards, at least, and these are the people I know of, sort of. Like, I'm sure there's more and there's Brazilians, like, so yeah, it's very multicultural, it's very diverse. Of course, time zones make a huge difference. So the server I'm playing on now is an Asia time zone. So it's actually evening in Asia, but it's 11 a.m. for me. So, and then you've got the Europe time zone ones, which will be around sort of 6 hours from now. These events will be kicking off, and then the American time zone ones, which is like another 6 hours from that. Yeah, 100%. But I mean, I found that most of them speak English nowadays. So anyway, but it can get difficult to communicate with some players for sure. But in most cases, English is just commonly used between everyone. I mean, Eudemons hasn't changed over the last sort of 8 to 10 years. It's always been very political, hasn't it? Where you'll always have people that are causing trouble, people that just don't want to communicate. it's never been a case of people just being friendly. You know, come meet me outside Gobi Desert, we'll have a fight. Cool, that's done. Oh, brilliant. Thank you. Nice to meet you too, man. Right, what do we do now? We should probably think about our dailies and... let me sort out this side of things. Oh wait, don't do one click. Do I have the points? I do have the points. Let's do that. Cool. That's that done. Thunder Bro. We can do Thunder. Let's do Black Arena, is it? Yeah, treasure. There you go. Get the treasure maps. Flex your titles and ride your mounts. Let's see, we have Misty Marsh, we have Cronus, Gobi, Cronus, and Gobi. So that was Cronus, that was Gobi. Let's do Cronus ones first. Coolio. I wouldn't say any class is particularly the strongest. I'd say Paladin probably is. If you ask players, they'll probably argue that Paladin is the strongest. But I'd say sort of every class is very even these days. If you want to be the jack of all trades and kind of join it, what everyone else does, Necro. You'd see that like 50% of the player base is Necromancer. I personally don't own a Necromancer, so I wouldn't be able to confirm yes or no if they are the strongest, but Necromancer's meant to be sort of the easiest to play. No. It's all about the Shadow Knight. Oh, by the way, once I'm done with the treasure, we could jump into Thunder. So, let's see if we can get stuff. How much is my donation? Pretty much, I want to get this done, get the dailies done, and then jump on some TFT. Got a lot of climbing and grinding to do on there, just out of boredom. And then come back for Legion more. And then probably play some more TFT or Call of Duty later. I don't think I have any adult things to do. Yeah, hopefully I'll get the Genesis 2 this time. Like, seriously, this Genesis is really bugging me. Like, Genesis 1 is okay, Genesis 3 is okay, but give me Genesis 2. Ooh. Oops. Wrong button. Yeah, Teamfight Tactics, the League of Legends chessboard game thing. Huge fan of it. playing it way too much. I mean, I was tempted to do some videos on that for a laugh as well. You could see me stress out over it. Oh, hello. Piercing Sense, God tier. Yeah, the game's definitely improved with the new galaxies. It's really quite fun. Just reply to these texts. I'll reply to him in a second. And this one. What's happening here? Met Bykoch. Var Eudemons oyun Nihan Türk var mı? Var. Just replying to these messages. Always fun. I seem to get a lot of private messages sent to me on Facebook and stuff in regards to the videos. People clearly don't like using the comment section. So my phone's dinging right now. I can just hear it go off again. People need to use the comment section. It's just easier than having to keep going to my phone. There's me complaining, just, I'm so popular. Yep, let's get our team ready. Friend, create, team. Where are we? More team. Soul Boy. Next one is Precisely. And lastly, we have Veil. There we are. Nice and easy. Okay, cool. Standard. We're all very good. What I'm going to do is I will restart the stream because I was going to dailies on as a separate video. So yeah, I've actually had a chat with Eudemons about this. It's quite annoying having to do 30-minute videos. Like that's what they want. They want 30-minute bursts. So I'll be rewinding this one out and instantly going back live again to break down this video because we need to have multiple live sessions. So yeah, talk to you guys in literally like 6 seconds or whatever it is that it takes.